This is Ken Pyle with Viodi TV. We're with Everett Christensen of Christensen Communications. And Everett, congratulations. You won the Economic Development Award, and you've done some really innovative things in terms of helping the community and being there when no one else was. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of those initiatives?
Okay, well, as I mentioned previously, the greatest contribution we can make to ourselves is to contribute something to somebody else. And we've done a couple of things. One of the things when I first came to Madelia was there was a building in the state of disrepair on the corner, and I thought that really shouldn't be here, and talked to people at the company and said, well, why don't you take it down? We can make a parking lot out of it. And I said, parking lots are too easy to make. This is the oldest, I found out, the oldest building in the county. So we went about getting an architect and renovating the building to make it look like it did in 1872 when it was first built. And then there wasn't a motel in town, so we made a two-room motel out of it on the second floor, and since have not done that anymore, but we have a part-time superintendent of schools in Madelia and another one in a town 8 miles away, and they spend 2 or 3 nights in the area. They live someplace else during the week when they're doing their superintendent's job, and so we've rented one of the rooms to them at basically free, but we charge them something for it, but not very much. And then on the first floor, we had the Chamber of Commerce is operational, so that's what we've done with that building, and it looks very attractive, and it's right at the corner of town when you come in, so people are attracted to it. The second thing we did was the theater was closed for 5 years, and the marquee looked like it was falling down. So I took an option on the building, and make a long story short, we reopened the theater, and we show movies on weekends, and it's now an attraction. On Sunday nights, typically there would be nobody on the streets of Madelia because there's nothing going on. Now, when we have a good movie, there are cars up and down the street from Madelia and a lot of other places because 40% of the people who come to the theater come from out of town. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that we did, the third thing we did was the newspaper was bought by a big conglomerate, and they were printing it someplace else. And one of our doctors in town got the designation of the Minnesota Family Physician of the Year. And the front page had a picture of him, and it said Mankato, which is a town 30 miles away. Mankato area physician gets this award. So I thought, that isn't going to work. So I called up the people who own the newspaper, and I said, I want to buy it. And he said, well, we don't have time to even visit with that because that's so small a part of our deal. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, then I'll give you 2 choices. You can sell it to me or else I'll start my own. Well, he just didn't want me to do that, so they ended up selling us the newspaper. And then a few years ago, we needed to do some economic development beyond that, and the county was giving some money to the city, but they really didn't have time to do economic development because they had so many other things go on. So we suggested to the county that we started a non-develop or a nonprofit organization, area economic development operation. I think it's a 501(c) or what. That's not really important. And suggested the county give that money to us, and then we would have a consultant and match what the county gave us, mm-hmm. and hire this consultant to do economic development in the area, and that's what we've done for the last several years. And so they agreed to do that, and the city wasn't against it because they didn't have the time to do economic development anyway. So now we have the Madelia Area Redevelopment Corporation. It's a nonprofit organization, and we've done a number of things. We're bringing a manufacturing company into a facility that's quite large but has been empty for a long time. Brought a new restaurant into town and a few other innovations that we've done, and working with the city too in the redevelopment. So that's basically what we've done.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of what you're doing though is really bringing people back together.
Well, hopefully that's one of the effects of what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, Everett, I really appreciate your time explaining what you're doing, and look forward to seeing it in person someday. So thank you.
Appreciate your interest.